Hey Programming 11, we are starting a new project. Yes, the game of Pong. Pong. Pong has a pretty awesome history as far as video games go. It's one of the first video games ever, and certainly kind of merged the idea of the pinball machine where you could put money in to play and the video game. It wasn't the very first video game, but it's the first one that you could put money into and play at a arcade, I guess. They didn't really have arcades just yet, but at a bar usually or some kind of place where people hung out, a corner store or something, and you could play Pong. And it was also one of the first consoles. You got Pong as a console that just played Pong. It didn't even have like multiple games. You just bought Pong. It was so great. So if you never played Pong before, maybe go Google it and see. There's Google itself has one of Google Doodle. That's a Pong game. It's so famous. So check out how Pong looks like as we go. As far as what we're going to be doing with Pong, it's going to be a great second example as a game. It's going to show us, or in doing it, we're going to learn how to use the keyboard so we can like interact by typing and stuff and controlling a paddle with the keys going up and down. Also, we're going to be learning about collisions on screen. Right now we know if the mouse clicks on something, but what if like two things are colliding on screen? That's a pretty important thing to do. So let's get started on this. I'll put in my name. I'll put in my block. I'm on all the blocks, I guess. I'll call myself 1-1 this time. And today is like, I don't even know what day it is today. What is it, October? No, I don't know, whatever. When you watch this video, it might not be the same day. I guess that you're probably watching it on the 15th. Maybe you'll be watching it far in the future. I don't know. But there you go. Well, that's kind of our setup. So first thing we need to do is make the mode framework. So we're going to need our void setup, our void draw, and then we're going to need some mode variables. So we need some ints for mode, first of all, and then we need our final ints for our various types of modes. So I imagine we're going to need some kind of like intro, and we're going to need game, and I'm just going to copy file int. Boop. Paste, paste, paste. What else do we need? We need like a pause. We probably want a game over. And we probably want a options screen. I think I'll leave that as it is just now. And maybe later on you guys will be adding in options, that kind of stuff. So there we go. Those are my variables now to allow me to check what mode it is and so on. I think that'll work out nicely. I kind of like to organize these, just line them up. That's not really important, but it's fine to do. Okay, next we'll do size. What size it is isn't too important. I'll do 800 by 600. And I'm going to set mode to intro to start with. And then I'm going to put in my mode framework. So this is something that you have done before, but just in case you're forgetting, because it's been a while since you started the mode framework, let's do it together. So I'm going to put in, hey, if mode equals intro, then do one thing, else if mode equals game, then do another thing, and so on. We'll just put in all our else ifs. Pause, we'll do a third thing, else if mode equals what's this one? Game over. And do our game over screen. I like to put in a final else just in case it's no mode, and then I do a print line mode error, and then whatever the mode is, so I can find out what's going wrong. Okay, so this is basically our mode framework here. I also want to put it into our mouse released function so that when we are clicking on things like buttons, that works out for us. So I'll put in a new tab. I'll call this mouse. Mouse. Yeah. And I'll basically have mouse void mouse released. And I will copy and paste this mode framework. I don't think I'll use the else. I'll just do that much of it. Okay, so this is our kind of generic mode framework. All I need to do now is really put in what are the different functions. So I might just start by making those functions. I'll make the tabs for the different things. So I'll make an intro tab, And we'll make a game over tab and a game tab and all those wonderful tabs. Pause tab. And we can just go in and make our various functions. So for example, game, I'll just call the function that's going to be representing what the game looks like as game, and I'll call game clicks, the function that'll handle the clicking. And basically the same nomenclature for all of our functions. And this is exactly like what we did for clicks, for our clicker game. All right, almost done. So we got all these different spaces now to program in our interactions. The top functions are all about sort of drawing out what's happening in those modes, and the bottom functions, the clicks functions, are all about mouse interactions. So I think that'll be pretty straightforward. And last but not least, we actually have to connect the mode framework to these individual games. That's what splits up the draw function into the game function or the game over function and so on. So I'll just put in the names of those functions in here. Intro, game, pause, game over. And then in mouse, released, we'll put in the intro clicks. I think I'll just copy and paste clicks. So I can say game clicks, pause clicks, and game over. Whoa. Game over clicks. Okay, so basically you have my mode framework now created, and everything's kind of set up and ready to go to start the Pong project. So I'm going to stop the video here and invite you to also do the same thing to get your mode framework started so that your code is ready to be organized and begin the project. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll see you in the next video where we actually make something that has anything to do with Pong.